Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Black Mirror series. We have reached the finale of season 3, this is episode 6 and it is called Hated in the Nation. I've never seen this before, I know nothing about it and I'm looking forward to it because this entire season so far has been amazing by the way. I loved season 1 and 2, but the jump to Netflix, the increase in production value and star quality from America etc. heightens it in a way that you can tell that this is now for an international audience, whereas seasons 1 and 2 felt very much for a British audience. But yeah, without further ado, this is episode 6 of season 3, Hated in the Nation. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. No fucking way, that's the woman who was the girl in Trainspotting and also Nucky Thompson's wife in Boardwalk Empire. She's a really good Scottish actress.
Perhaps we could begin with your earliest recollections of the events of last May.
Oh dear, some shit went down last May.
I first got involved on the 15th.
That intro gave absolutely nothing away as to what this episode is about, except the date. You know, if you can guess an episode's concept by the date it's set on, that is impressive. Unless it's like 9/11, then I've got a few guesses as to what it might be about.
Outrage over the death of so-called wheelchair martyr Gwen Marbury grows.
Fuck, I know that other actor from something as well. What have I seen that guy in?
Another extinction. The Siberian crane has died out following an unprecedented reduction in its wetland habitat.
Rest in peace to the Siberian crane. We never knew ye, nor even knew of ye, but we will never forget ye. Charlie Brooker definitely reads science magazines and stuff like that, because I'm into science myself, so I look into loads of stuff, and one of the things they theorised for the future is that after bees die out, they will have small drones doing the job that bees used to do to pollinate flowers still.
Whatever's in there, will it detonate?
That's from the bakery. For you.
If it's a cake that says I love you on the top, fucking drop it and run.
Hello, darling.
You know when you can tell by someone's voice that they have a shit boring life?
Your well wishes. I don't eat it.
Well, it might appear more hostile on the outside, but it's definitely scrumdiddly-umptious on the inside, unlike the I love you cake, which was murderous. Yeah, I just Ned Flanders scrumptious. Fuck you gonna do about it? Come see me about it. You'll get knocked the fuck diddly-uck out. Not the most popular then. Do you think she was laughing there trying to take it in her stride? Or do you think she's literally a provocateur who wants that response from the people?
He's 9 years old.
That is one goofy looking kid.
That's fucking harsh.
Motherfucker can't dance for shit.
You would never get an artist being honest like this, because you know, it's inhuman. Sometimes honesty is inhumane as fuck. Well, I'm no doctor, but I'd say she's fucked.
Neighbours heard her screaming, called it in.
That doesn't even look like a weapon attack, that looks like an animal attack.
Husband found slashed across the stomach. He was unconscious there. Taken him to St. Columbus.
You can never trust a husband, a survivable wound and a convenient concussion. I'm watching you, husband.
No other points of entry?
No, but the outside's ringed with CCTV.
So my one theory just now is, you know, when she was sitting there reading that stuff, drinking, just before it cut away from that scene, it showed a close-up of the fact that the window was slightly open. And we saw bee drones earlier in the episode. Was that in some way foreshadowing that a drone got through a window and did this? It doesn't look like a fucking drone's handiwork. Definitely looks like something more vicious, but if not, I guess just a human person must have came through the window.
Don't know anything yet. These things are almost always either drink, drugs, or domestic.
She acts like she learnt that in police school, but it was actually train spotting.
They're little companions. These things absorb who we are. They know everything about us.
That sounds mad. What the fuck are these things?
I mean, out here in the field.
What fucking field?
Well, you know what I mean.
It's a good point. In the field is a very dated phrase by law enforcement. And maybe I'm just hoping for it at this point, but I do not recognise that blonde actress, except was she the waif in Game of Thrones? The female assassin that trained Arya? Or am I just hoping that more Game of Thrones people have shown up in this shit?
Controversy over an article she'd written about disability rights activist Gwen Marbury.
What a strange thing as well. She must have wrote an anti-disability piece or some shit, or a book, like, against disabled people? What a fucking horrific thing to even think to write.
Could have come in through there.
They'd have to climb the fence, make it in and out knowing the camera wasn't working, but yeah.
Could have still happened. If she hasn't yet, that's what she should do. Trace the cake.
That internet stuff drifts off like weather. It's half hate. They don't mean it.
That is true usually, but all it takes is one of the, tens of thousands of haters to be not right in the head and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do something about this. You can't just always assume people are trolling.
When I ran in, she was walking around the room, stumbling.
Yeah, although I said you can never trust a husband, this guy's too boring to have murdered someone. Or maybe he killed her with boredom. He started telling her about his day and she slit her own throat.
She did this. And she cut her throat.
Well, that's even more interesting. That makes me think it was some sort of technology that assassinated her, like maybe a very sophisticated drone assassination which affected her brain in some way. I know I'm getting like my heels dug in on this drone theory, but it's only because they showed the drone bees earlier on, and when they showed the window ajar, it wasn't ajar enough for a person to get through, but it was ajar enough for a drone to get through. So I'm basing my entire drone theory on those two single pieces of evidence so far. So I could be entirely wrong, and I fully accept that possibility.
Picking along dead ends just to prove they're dead ends, that's most of the job.
Yeah, I know how it is. I've played LA Noire.
Death to Joe Powers. She posted that Monday morning.
Yeah, her and like 20 billion other people. Not gonna say murder was right, but Joe Powers sounded like a bit of a bitch.
I was just using my freedom of speech.
To send a threatening message.
I hope they're gonna do this to every single person, because she was definitely one of a large crowd of people who was saying similar shit.
A hashtag game, like death too. You insert the name of someone who's been an arsehole. It's not real, it's a joke.
I tried that once, ended up having a little bit of a tricky gun battle with SEAL Team 6.
I didn't do anything.
Start a thread about it.
Right now, my gut's telling me that that woman was not responsible for her death. And I still don't get why that particular tweet stood out amongst all the others that made her visitable. If that's all it takes, they should be visiting everyone.
He's catching a shitstorm on social media.
Liza will be organising the cake now.
Shit.
Well, that guy also deserves it, to be fair. Yes, he was just being honest, but it's so fucking rude, it's unnecessarily cruel.
Damn, good show, brother. I'm feeling my shit. But you smoking?
It'll be crazy if this guy also dies and we've got some sort of person who is hated on social media serial killer. And we do.
Get it out! Get it out!
Was he saying get it off there? I'm going to update my drone theory. I thought it perhaps released a gas or did some sort of thing that interfered with brain mechanics. I now think maybe it just literally crawls in your ear and takes control of you. I'm gonna be so disappointed if this drone thing is a bunch of bullshit. It was in his fucking head. That's it being pulled out of his head, so it will have killed him, but it'll be somewhere in that machine. I fucking knew It was an insect drone, alright? I fucking knew it. I put all my chips in the centre of the table with a drone theory, and I've just doubled up. I'm now raking my large stack of chips back in front of myself as I have won the chips. Also, insect drones are creepy. There's also an expansion of this using them as an assassin theory called swarm drones, where like a plane could drop say 200 insect drones, all with little needles with fucking cyanide in them or something, and just they could absolutely storm somewhere for tiny paths of entry just to get to a target. Scary shit.
Nestled right in there. Looks quite cosy.
It's one of those bee things.
It's a bit of a design flaw that there isn't a method of extraction after it's done its goal, or if it's compromised so that it's not detected. All that aside, that's creepy as fuck.
We're talking agony off the scale. You'd do anything to make it stop.
Even cut your own throat.
That is a horrific way to die. It literally activates the part of your brain that causes the most possible pain, so you just kill yourself. Jesus Christ, that's even worse than I was thinking. I thought it was just taking control of your brain signaling your motor mechanics, so you just were literally cutting your own throat against your own will. Not doing it willfully because of the pain you were feeling.
They reckon the government uses the bees to spy on us.
There's a schizophrenic worldview.
Not necessarily, potentially very soon round the corner. And that's before we get into the subject weaponised larger drones, like those mule drones the military were testing out, and you know, the typical drones we see in the sky, but just with missiles, patrolling on a regular basis. Skynet is coming.
So your bees, your ADIs, talk me through them.
It'll be weird if this ever comes to pass, if bees do actually die out and one day you're going past a field and you think you see a swarm of bees pollinating flowers from a distance, but then as you get closer they're just all little robots of what nature used to do. It's a fucking depressing thought.
That's right, isn't it? They make their own decisions, they look after themselves.
Yes, we couldn't command each one individually ourselves.
So I guess what this episode is boiling down to is, are these things for some reason acting of their own accord to kill certain human beings, or are these things being reprogrammed maybe in some way? Maybe they just intake all the internet's information as to what to think, and because these people are being hated so frequently, they think that's what to do.
The alternative would have been environmental catastrophe. Bees were dying out.
That woman was Lucius Varenus' wife's sister in the HBO show Rome, which is an amazing TV show you should check out if you've never seen it.
These are not designed to
kill people? I'd hope not. Could it have malfunctioned somehow?
This is a classic sci-fi trope, the robots becoming sentient, and traditionally it's revealed to be like the creator of the robots, or one of the people who actually look after the robots, who is behind doing it. I'm not saying that this episode is going to follow that structure, but traditionally that would be the reveal. There was an episode in season 3 of The Mandalorian which literally has this storyline, and it was revealed to be the guy who was looking after the robots.
How many bees per hive?
around 4,000.
It's like air traffic control.
That is some cool technology. Who knew being a beekeeper would eventually get you a big ass military looking industrial console to operate from behind?
Like a phone between cell masts.
Exactly. It tried to do that, but there was nothing to switch to.
Unless someone spoofed a hive.
Fucking hell, this is a technical conspiracy we're getting into. We've got a hive cloner. Where's Jason Statham the beekeeper when you need him?
Can you shut the whole thing down if need be? Hypothetically speaking.
Even a short stoppage would damage the ecosystem.
So no then, you can't just stop it. So if all these things go rogue, everyone's fucked. That's a lot of brain burrowing.
We should refer this up to the NCA, but there's no fucking way they're taking this off.
The NCA already knows about it.
Not sure what agency the NCA is.
Yes.
Surely, National Crime Agency.
Thank you for announcing the full title of the organisation when you first came in.
Basically one big magnet. Tore it right out of his head, through the eye socket.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Now that little kid is dancing on your grave.
If you want to kill someone, there's a million easy ways to do it.
Pull this off and you've done it from across the street.
Yeah, this is one of the near future technologies that legitimately freaks me out, man. Like, just now, human beings have a chance. You know, political people have a chance. I know there's a lot of guys getting thrown out of windows still if things don't go their way in certain nations and things like that. And there's always going to be political assassinations and shit going on behind closed doors. But within the realms of current capabilities, people still have a chance. But I feel like if you can just send 200 little wasps to kill someone, you have zero chance. John Wick would get fucking killed in a second off these things. He'd get brain burrowed and perfectly headshot his own face.
Check out the sender's avatar photos.
Bees. Shit.
Okay, that's interesting that the profile picture is actually a bee. That's definitely not a coincidence.
Pick someone you don't like, and if enough other people choose the same name, then that's who gets targeted.
What a fucked up concept. Bet that rapper regrets talking that shit casually on the sofa now.
880 people using it on someone called Clara Meads.
Don't think we've met this character yet.
She was at a demo and she took a selfie in front of a war memorial, pretending to piss on it.
That is a fucking ridiculous reason to die. If this woman loses that poll and dies because she pretended to piss on a memorial, granted a war memorial, quite tasteless. I'm not pro-war myself, but I wouldn't pretend to piss on a memorial because I understand what it means to others. But she definitely does not deserve death. I was thinking, why is this woman's hand shaking so badly trying to roll this spliff? But then I realised, oh, this is the one that everybody's tweeting about who's going to die.
Clara! Please, for you.
After the way that other people died, I wouldn't have thought it was a drone had I not have been shown what this show has shown me. So I'm not saying that I would assume it was a drone, but having witnessed how the other people died, I would certainly try and put myself in the most enclosed and encapsulated area possible. So somewhere locked and enclosed to give myself the best chance. The little fucker would probably still crawl under the door or something, but yeah, we can only try. Now, I've seen quite a few future cars in Black Mirror so far, and this is definitely one of my favourites. You could literally get a game of Monopoly on that table while you're driving somewhere. Even with all this little drone is going to find the one tiny weak spot into that home and still get her, isn't it? Those police don't have a chance in protecting her against this technology. What they got assault rifles out for against a tiny little insect drone?
We've got a breach.
One ADI just went offline.
All the drug dealers in that street are peeking out from behind their curtains right now going, oh mate, I am so fucked. How do you even kill this thing? EMP grenades, I believe, are still only theoretical, but humans need to engineer some sort of anti-drone device pronto, some sort of anti-electrical thing.
It's just precautionary.
Better keep those windows rolled up. Well, if the drone manages to track them here, I will be more impressed with its battery life than I am disgusted in its assassination.
Hopefully never. Granular onto that.
Oh, he's smart too, he didn't even use any battery. He was probably in standby mode on that car. I better watch out, I'm starting to sound like Team Drone.
Must have had kids. Have you got kids? No.
A very awkward way to find out you have that in common. Look at him, brazen, not even hiding on a corner. Middle of the window, like, I'll get you. Just leave something open, I'm in there. Why do I get the feeling they're gonna find one of the windows in this house open?
What?
We just lost the whole hive.
What does that mean?
Oh, fuck off. This whole hive better not be getting taken over.
Blue, it's close, it's very close to you.
Text it to me. Rasmus!
I hate to state the obvious, but this is looking bad. I mean, there is flaws to them though. It said they were burroway things, but it seems like it can't get through glass. Would it be able to get through wood? Could a cupboard thwart these things? If so, I would just sit in the cupboard. Oh, Jesus. He's so lucky they're not targeting him. You would think they could literally just come down the chimney. If this house has a chimney even.
What's happening?
Oh, she was smart covering the bottom of the door. That's what I was worrying about. Fuck this. This is a fucking creepy technology. I know I'm repeating myself. I don't care. It's creepy. I'm gonna keep saying it. Fuck these things.
In there! Go!
Are they gonna just try and break through the glass due to accumulative weight? It must be quite a sophisticated artificial intelligence in these things, allowing them to make decisions. Just probing for weak spots. Keyhole shit. Oh, fuck. There is just no way to keep them out. They will inevitably find a way in. I wonder how durable they are to just getting hit like that. Would that have killed it? Even wounded it? Fuck, it went in her mouth instead. I thought covering the ears was gonna save her there. Hold on, did that one do something different to her? Because the ones before made them kill themselves. That one just seemed to kill her itself. That was a great scene. Also, now I've got a second, I just want to say that this is actually a geniusly written concept in the fact that the two times I've heard of insect drones and their potential usage were the military assassiny drone type and the pollinating flowers, you know, normal drone type. So the fact that Charlie Brooker took those two ideas and then thought, what if someone hacks into the pollinating drones and uses them as assassin drones, is a great way to combine those two things that have both been written about scientifically.
Whoever this is, they're controlling the whole system.
Do you know where they're controlling it from?
No, could be anywhere.
Well, you need to fucking sort this out!
If this technology can easily be reprogrammed to assassinate people like that, it would need to have one of the highest computer security systems known to mankind, not just some easily hackable database.
You do CCTV, you do traffic cams. Why don't you have your fucking noses in?
Look, millions of those things.
Answer the question.
We've tracked suspects for weeks in ways they couldn't dream of. We've prevented bombings, mass shootings.
By spying on the public.
Well, arguing for their use for those purposes is a good thing, but it's all the insidious other purposes that they would use them for which makes them not worth the good, almost.
So what do we do?
I don't know. We're totally locked out. Totally blind.
Thanks a bunch, you've been a lot of help. There's the door, die in a fire.
How culpable are they? People are dying, and we want to hear your thoughts.
And yeah, shame on the people still tweeting. After the first time anyone tweeted it, you would deactivate all those accounts, and anyone who even tweeted again after knowing the person actually died, you would fucking deactivate all those accounts and just keep doing it till there was no one. Because surely most people after a death would stop doing it.
This is already happening and people know that they can jump on board because nobody will ever know if they did or didn't.
Guarantee you it's making everybody on television watch the fucking P's and Q's though. It's a really cool design they've used on these little wasps. It does just look like an incredibly sophisticatedly designed little drone, which has been designed to replicate the real mechanics of the actual insect, which many drones do.
Number one on the list, the people's fucking choice. Farrington's number 4 and he's a paedophile.
You know you're a cunt when you're winning the vote against a pedo. Fucking hell.
From 1985, that memo about Farrington.
That was over an unrelated matter.
Leak it.
He's just doing a desperate Hail Mary attempt to make someone beat him in the poll. Fucking hell. But then he is a politician, so this behaviour checks out 100%.
Shit.
She has found something. What has she just found?
Garrett's skulls. It was buried in the onboard memory of the Joe Powers ADI. What was? A manifesto. A 98-page manifesto.
If this is actually the guy that's done it, what a fucking dickhead. So it wasn't the creator like the trope goes, but it was some genius within the company. Knowing these drones' weakness now, they should have had these soldiers equipped with face masks and ear protectors and shit. He even titled it in a pompous way, A Manifesto by Gareth Scholes. Fuck you, Gareth.
Only by being forced to recognise the power technology grants us to acknowledge individual responsibility.
This is a ridiculous message though, because people troll online. That woman got killed just for pretending to pee on a statue, and that just shows how slippery that slope is. Soon there'll be people getting killed for absolutely nothing, and in which case his point means nothing, unless it's just anarchistic. Oh shit, that's a clever idea. Imagine if he won his own poll. Would he stick to the rules? I don't believe he would.
You know where he took this?
No, precisely where. He's here, and Granular HQ is there.
Oh shit, they could have literally walked over there and arrested him. Gareth isn't looking too happy now. Is this the old SWAT raid to someone's house who isn't actually their thing we got from season 1? Black Mirror loves sending SWAT teams on aimless raids into empty buildings. It's an interesting trope this show has.
Nice one.
Half the drives I sifted in forensics had scorch marks on them.
Oh shit, it's a hard drive. This might have a lot of information on it.
I've got his source code. They should be able to bounce him out.
Be quick.
Do you think he was in that location the SWAT raided until he read that tweet about the death to him, and then he knew that they knew it was him, so he burnt the shit quickly and fled? That makes me really annoyed at the guy for tweeting it.
That file wasn't there before.
This file?
Yeah.
This has got to be the guy's attempt to take over the entire mainframe or something. He's going all out now he knows he's been had. All because of that fucking tweet.
Everyone who took part in the game of consequences, they've hoovered up their ID from GCHQ by the looks of it.
So why would they be needing the identities of all the people who used the hashtag?
He knew we'd do this.
Yeah, and now we're shutting it down, alright?
And maybe that'll trigger some endgame, something to do with that list.
Fuck, that's a unique twist. Punishing the people for wishing death on other people. And this guy's clearly unwittingly triggered this event.
Yeah, it worked.
Oh. Sorry, but that needed doing.
I hate to break this to you prematurely, but it has not fucking worked. Yeah, now you've got red map. Didn't want to spoil that part for you, but congratulations, you red mapped yourself. The one thing I don't like about this episode, and it's not even a critique of the episode, it's a critique of the villain, is that his motive seems so shallow. I do not get the point he's proven, punishing people for, you know, pretending to pee on a statue, nor punishing the people who, in a moment of trolliness or just having a joke or going along with what they think is a trending hashtag, and killing them. Like I said, my only assumption is that his motivation is just more anarchistic than anything else. Is he going for a quick identity change?
All that I can be.
Welcome to the Clipper Gang, you fucking maniac. You'll fit right in.
Are they here? They.
Where the fuck even was he? He doesn't even look like he's in Great Britain. This guy's been orchestrating all this shit in the UK from the Himalayas.
And we need no reminding of the sheer scale, the loss of life that followed.
Shit, so every single person that used that hashtag died, I'm assuming.
She felt she'd followed his breadcrumb trail and sprung the whole thing.
Oh, that's okay then. I thought she died.
They found her things on a beach with a note.
Oh, beach notes can go one of two ways. Like 50% of the time it's, hey, if you're reading this, my name is so-and-so, I live in so-and-so, I had fun on this beach. The other 50% of the time it's like, I want my family to know I loved them. And no one even realizes it's him. Oh, she found him herself. Okay, and that was episode 6 of season 3 of Black Mirror, Hated in the Nation, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Hated in the Nation, what did I think of that? What a great closing episode to what has been an absolutely amazing season 3 of Black Mirror. So many memorable episodes, and this is yet another one. I myself am interested in the insect drone technology that's right round the corner and their military capabilities and things like that. So the fact that this episode focuses on that is interesting enough to me to begin with, but the fact that they combined that with the fact that they could be using these insects to pollinate flowers, and then if someone got control of them, could use them to assassinate people, was just genius, I thought. Taking these two different aspects of a real science and combining them together. It was a low-key amazing cast in this episode as well. We had the woman from Trainspotting, we had the waif from Game of Thrones, there was other people showing up who I knew the faces of, just a great cast throughout this episode. And structurally, there are actually quite a few things in this episode which remind me of the very first episode of Black Mirror. The way we had the lone disgruntled man doing a plan, there was a SWAT team raid to an empty building, there was quite a few similarities. It wasn't too similar, but structurally, here and there, it hit the same notes in places. But I found myself interested in this episode from start to finish, and I didn't even realise before I finished watching it, but I just checked in, and this is basically a feature-length movie. It's an hour and 30 minutes, so I just watched a feature-length season finale for Black Mirror, and yeah, it felt like just your regular 1 hour episode because of how interesting the subject matter was to me. And I would give season 3 as a whole a 9 out of 10. I would say the one thing that removes a point from it for me was the episode where the guy went into the virtual reality video game. It was a decent concept and it was done well enough. It just seemed to go into typical horror sometimes after a while. And I'm a huge fan of horror, and I'm also not against an anthology show choosing to change genre from episode to episode if they feel like it. That's cool, but it's just not where I think Black Mirror is at its most clever, or most unique, or most brilliant. So yeah, I'm not saying it was a bad episode by any stretch, it's just in comparison to those more Black Mirror-y episodes, I feel like it just didn't stand out as much as they do. So yeah, it's a 9 out of 10 season for me though, because there was about 4 episodes which were straight 10 out of 10s, maybe a 9 out of 10 and a 7 out of 10, so yeah, what an amazingly consistent season. Had so many clever concepts, twists, brilliantly written throughout. I have come to realise throughout this season, Charlie Brooker is a genius. I've said it in previous episodes, I'm saying it now, I'll say it in future episodes. I fully accept that he's a genius and we must all bow before his brilliance and enjoy his writing, because I thought the writing this season was so fucking clever through and through. And I'm looking forward to next week, roll on season 4. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.